Hello, my friends. Welcome to your favorite show, Math for Juniors, with me, Miss Marks, and my assistant, Snail.
Hi, all.
What happened, Snail? Why are you so upset?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, come on, tell me. Oh, what happened to that picture?
See, it was a beautiful picture. My friend gifted me this one.
Oh, how did that happen?
Oh, my younger brother got angry at me for some reason and told this.
Ah, look at the two halves of this torn picture.
I have been looking at it for the last 1 hour.
No. Look at it carefully now. I mean, see the symmetry between these two parts. See?
Now, what is symmetry, Miss Marks?
Symmetry is when one shape becomes exactly like another, either by flipping, sliding, or turning. Like your picture is torn in two parts in a way that the two parts are mirror images of each other. Why don't we go to the virtual world to learn more about this form of symmetry called line symmetry?
That's a good idea. It might improve my mood.
Here we go. Have you heard of symmetrical shapes? A shape or a figure is said to be symmetrical if one half of it is a mirror image of the other half. Let's do a paper exercise. When we fold a circular piece of paper about its diameter, we get two semicircles. Did you find anything interesting here? Yes, these semicircles are exact replicas of each other. What does this mean? This shows that a circle is symmetrical about its diameter. Mathematically, a figure is said to be symmetrical if there is a line in the plane of the figure which divides the figure into two identical parts such that the two parts cover each other exactly. This line is called the axis of symmetry or the line of symmetry of the figure. And interestingly, a symmetrical figure may have more than one axis of symmetry. Back to the real world. What are you doing, Snail?
I am studying the lines of symmetry it has.
Okay, for that you don't have to pop your eyes out like that. Drop it and come here. I'll show you some other symmetrical figures.
Miss Marks, this was a gift from my friend and it's now in 2 pieces. And I am so sad.
Oh, okay.
No, let me dedicate a song to it. Oh dear picture, I miss you.
Ah, Snail, this session is about math. So focus on math now.
But I was talking about the symmetry which we study in math.
Yes, but we need to see some other examples apart from your torn picture. So let's go to the virtual world to see some more figures and their line of symmetry. Consider an equilateral triangle. Can you guess if it has any line of symmetry or not? A simple test to determine if a given figure has a line of symmetry or not is to fold the figure along the supposed line of symmetry and check if the two halves of the figure coincides. Here we can see that the two halves of the equilateral triangle coincide along the 3 lines. Thus, an equilateral triangle has 3 lines of symmetry. In the figure, lines of symmetry lies along the angle bisectors and the perpendicular bisectors of the 3 sides of the triangle. Now consider a square. If you fold the square along its diagonals as shown on the screen, you will find that the two halves of the square exactly fit over each other. Also, on folding the square in two halves vertically or horizontally, we will observe that the two halves overlap each other. Thus, a square has 4 lines of symmetry.
Wow! There is so much symmetry in geometrical shapes.
That's very true, Snail. But you know, symmetry is not confined only to geometrical shapes, but numbers and alphabets also have symmetry.
Really?
Yes. Now look at this chart closely and tell me which of these numbers have line symmetry?
Another test. I hate tests.
Oh, it's so easy, Snail. Come on. Think fast. Think like a super comp.
Oh yes, I know.
Good. Then tell me.
It's 1, 3 and 8. Yes.
Right. Now look again. Aren't you missing any number?
No.
Oh, you missed 0. See? It has infinite lines of symmetry.
Oh yes. I thought that is too obvious. You should be knowing it.
Snail? Snail will be snail always. Anyways, time to go to the virtual world now. Let's consider a regular pentagon. We can fold this pentagon along 5 lines such that the two halves formed by each line coincide with each other. Thus, a regular pentagon has 5 lines of symmetry. These 5 lines represent the angle bisectors and the perpendicular bisectors of its sides. Next, let's take up a regular hexagon. On folding it along its 3 diagonals, we observed that the two halves fit exactly one over the other. Also, if it is folded along the lines joining the midpoints of its opposite sides, the two halves fit exactly over each other. Thus, we obtain 6 lines of symmetry for a regular hexagon, of which 3 lines are along its diagonals and other 3 are central lines. Consider a circle. When you fold a circle along any of its diameters, its two halves overlap each other. Since a circle has infinite number of diameters, so it has infinite lines of symmetry. You know, Snail, concept of symmetry is in nearly every facet of our lives.
Really? Then why don't we notice it?
Maybe because it's something so innate that we often just take it for granted.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's all around us. In the body of a butterfly, in the shape of a leaf, in the human body, in the perfection of a circle, in the structure of a honeycomb cell, and even in motion of humans and animals.
Motion and symmetry? But how? Is there any field in which there is no symmetry?
Oh, let's check that out in our Do You Know section. Do you know that the motion of humans and animals have symmetry?
Oh, and I thought this may be one area rarely connected with symmetry. Guess I was wrong.
Yes, you were. And let me show you how. Consider the actual movement of a 4-legged animal. The running position of its legs begin as pictured. In this position, the animal's motion is not in symmetry. It is 180 degrees out of place. But once this animal has reached full speed, its 4 legs are parallel, as are its hind legs. At this point, its movements have line symmetry.
Oh yes, you are so right.
And you will be excited to know that research has shown that human runners and animals sometimes naturally use a simple form of symmetry. These findings are now being applied in the designs of robots built with legs.
Wow! I could never believe that I use symmetry while running.
That is if you can run. Oh. Now friends, it's time for us to watch a quick recap of today's session. So get ready to brush up your memory about symmetry. In this module, we have learnt that a shape or a figure is said to be symmetrical if there is a line in the plane of the figure which divides the figure into two identical parts such that the two parts cover each other exactly. An equilateral triangle has 3 lines of symmetry. A square has 4 lines of symmetry. A regular pentagon has 5 lines of symmetry. A regular hexagon has 6 lines of symmetry. A circle has infinite lines of symmetry. Take a look at this card.
It's a 6 of hearts. I love hearts, Miss Marks. They are so bright and nice and...
Symmetrical?
Yes. I guess that too. Although I don't see how.
Let's look at this card in the mirror. What do you see? The hearts look the same, but the 6s?
Both the 6s have flipped. Ah, it's because this is a mirror image, Miss Marks.
Right, but the hearts appear same. When the mirror image of an object is similar to itself, it's said to have reflectional symmetry.
Reflectional symmetry? That's a new one.
Yes, Snail, and that's our topic of the day. So into the virtual world to understand the wonderful world of reflectional symmetry. What do you find when you look at a mirror? Yes, a mirror image. The mirror image of an object is the image formed by its reflection in the plane mirror. An object placed in the front of the mirror will be reflected on the other side at the same distance at which the actual object is kept. This is known as the mirror image. The mirror image is symmetrical to the object. Here, mirror itself acts as the line of symmetry. If a ball A is kept in front of the mirror, then an image A dash will be formed on the other side of the mirror. So, what would be the line of symmetry? The mirror acts as the line of symmetry, therefore, A dash O is equal to AO. So, what is A dash? A dash is the mirror image of A with respect to the line PQ. So did you get it now, Snail? If one half is the reflection of the other half, then the object exhibits reflectional symmetry.
So, half of a heart looks exactly like the other half of it.
Only if you fold it vertically, Snail.
You lost me there, Miss Marks. I almost got most of it, but...
Now power on, Snail. All it means is that if you split a heart horizontally, it's not symmetrical. Look.
Of course they are not, Miss Marks.
Now if you split the diamond, it's symmetrical vertically as well as horizontally. See?
So, a diamond shape is symmetrical from both the axes?
Exactly. Let's get back to the virtual world, where there's more fun with symmetry awaiting us. A clear reflection can be seen on a sunny day. Look at the letter L. The reverse image of an object can be obtained using mirror reflection. For instance, see the reverse image of L in the mirror can be obtained with reflection. To get the reflection of A on mirror M, you draw a perpendicular line AB from point A on L. Here, AB meets M such that AL is equal to LB. The human mind uses symmetry to help it see hidden things. Since an object has symmetry, you don't have to look at the whole thing to know what you're looking at. Using this, let's complete these hidden words. Using symmetry, the words are motto, book, and hoe. Now, Snail, wasn't that fun? In fact, why words? Even alphabets can be great when you are trying to understand symmetry. For example, the letter from my name, M, if you fold it down in the middle or make your line of symmetry in the middle, you get a mirror image, isn't it? The same with the letter A.
And S?
No, Snail, I'm sorry, but neither S nor N or L look symmetrical on reflecting it along any line. You can try it out. See how S, N and L cannot be divided into two identical figures.
Miss Marks, you left out E. Even E does not show reflectional symmetry.
That's where you are wrong, Snail. E does show symmetry, but only if the line of symmetry is along different axes.
Axis? Miss Marks, finally I thought I was getting the hang of this thing and you confused me once more.
Not at all, Snail. Just wait till you see what it meant by the reflection along an axis. And to see, let's enter the virtual world. So, off we go. Write down the coordinates of the image of the given point under reflection in the x-axis. Let's start with locating the point P. We now draw the line PQ perpendicular to O, X dash and produce it beyond Q to P dash so that PQ is equal to P dash Q. As we already know, P dash is the reflection of P, hence the coordinates of the reflection are -2 and -5. Or a point whose line of reflection is the x-axis. The x-coordinate remains unchanged, but the sign of the y-coordinate is reversed. From x-axis to y-axis, let's try to solve this problem, starting with something familiar. We first locate point P on the graph paper. We now draw the line PL perpendicular to OY complement. We produce it beyond L to P complement so that PL is equal to P dash L. P dash is the reflection of P. Hence, the coordinates of the reflection are -6 and -7. For a point whose line of reflection is the y-axis, the sign of the y-coordinate remains unchanged, but the x-coordinate is reversed. So, Snail, here is your E again. Can you see where your line of symmetry needs to be for it to show reflectional symmetry?
Yes, Miss Marks. It's along the x-axis or the horizontal line. So simple. In fact, I think you can do it with B as well, and C and D itself.
See how simple and fun it is. Okay, now there's something more. Tell me, have you heard about tessellation?
Tessellation?
Stop pretending. I know you don't remember. Tessellation or tiling, as it is commonly called, is a collection of plain figures filling a space without overlapping or leaving any gaps.
What's so special about them?
Let me show you. Do you know that tessellation is a symmetric pattern?
Tessellation too?
Yes.
How are symmetrical patterns created in tessellation?
Well, Snail, they are created when you repeat a shape over and over again. You can create a pattern from shapes by interlocking again and again without any gaps.
What all shapes can form tessellations?
Well, you can see a tessellation of triangles, a tessellation of squares, and a tessellation of hexagons. And you will find them in the most unusual of places, like ancient monuments to modern art.
And it appears in nature as well. Isn't honeycomb a tessellation, Miss Marks?
Absolutely. Also, there is a tessellated pavement in Tasmania. It's a rare sedimentary rock formation where the rock has fractured into rectangular blocks on its own. In fact, volcanic eruption also flows in this beautiful pattern. Images of cooled lava look so beautiful.
And it's shaped like hexagon. This is fantastic.
And now it's time to make our way back to what we have learned today on reflectional symmetry. Reflection symmetry is the symmetry with respect to reflection. Reflection symmetry is known as mirror symmetry, mirror image symmetry, or bilateral symmetry. An object or figure which is indistinguishable from its transformed image is mirror symmetric. For any geometric figure in the plane and any line L in the plane, the reflection of the figure in the axis is the action of moving every point of figure to its mirror image in L. The action of transforming the figure is referred as the reflection. And that's all for you on reflectional symmetry. Hope this session today added loads of fun to your studies.
Oh yes, Miss Marks. In fact, it has brought smile on the faces of our friends. And a smiley for me.
What was that? A smiley?
Miss Marks, look at the symmetry on this smiley badge I have got. This is symmetrical about the vertical axis, right?
Absolutely, Snail. Good job. So if you do want to have some fun in your math homework, do look out for more smiles and smileys. Goodbye.